Okay, this definitely feels a little bit weird. So, for some reason, my last few Voltron fanarts literally blew up on TikTok, and so I thought it would be interesting to tell you a little more about it. Hi, I'm Charlie, known as SharpKatsudon, and you might have seen me on Instagram, where I've built quite a following by posting several Voltron fanarts and webcomics. So back in the day when Voltron was airing, I was super deep into the fandom. I think I joined just as season 4 was released, and you could say I watched religiously, like binging the hell out of each season, making huge breakfast table in the living room to watch it, debating afterwards with other fans about the episodes, the theories, like the questions about characters. It was insane. So when the series ended in a quite disappointing way, if you ask me, please don't come at me in the comment section, that's just my opinion. I've had already posted quite a lot of fan art, especially clans fan art. This was like my favorite thing to do back in the time. And I had created a specific webcomic. It was called the Palakids, and it was like in a fake screenshot kind of visual, and it used to show like basically the next generation of paladins, and the team was composed of children of characters that we had seen in the show. I was pretty surprised at the reception of this comic. Obviously it wasn't the only webcomic about Voltron next gen of paladins at the time, but it did pretty well in terms of engagement and interactions when I posted it on Instagram and Tumblr. Like, I remember having this one follower of mine doing a cosplay of one of my characters. How cool is that? But after a while, the fandom kind of started to disappear. I mean, the show had ended in December 2018, and most fans were pretty sad about the way it did. So I grew less and less motivated to work on my webcomic. I didn't have as many interactions as I used to have back when the show was airing, and I was starting to explore new styles. I had found out about webtoon comics, and I wanted to try it for myself. So I stopped working on the palakids comic, and I started my very first webtoon comics. It's called The Nemesis Chronicles, and it's still available on Webtoon Canvas. I recently relaunched it, so I put the link in the description. But trying to avoid Voltron is like trying to avoid sugar. You can't resist it for too long, and a few months ago I eventually came back to the fandom. Storm has passed, people are more comfortable with the way things ended now, I guess. People are making jokes about it on Twitter. I think Netflix announced that the show will be removed from their platform in December 2024. I think so. I think they made an announcement about that. I guess there's a feeling of nostalgia and coming back to an old show that was pretty comforting for me. And as much as I hate to admit it, drawing clans art is the best remedy I know for outblog as an artist. After seeing this particular video on TikTok, many of you asked in the comments, is the palakids still a thing? Short answer, not yet. I really love fan-made spin-offs and sequels. My favorite webtoon comic at the moment is actually a sequel of the Wingslap series. It's called Almost Magical, and it's really good, by the way. Please go check it. I also put the link in the description. I'm really attached to the content I've created for these kids. I've spent a lot of time building their personalities and relationships with each other, the episodes, the story. But I think one of the reasons why I grew less and less motivated about working on it was because I lacked knowledge about how to pace a story, how to build a story, how to work on the different arcs, how to make the characters relatable to the readers, that sort of stuff. These are issues that I've also encountered while working on my webtoon comic. And it got me to completely remove all of the episodes at one point and just start all over. That being said, I'm much more comfortable with pacing and storytelling now. it's not as scary as it used to be. I still have a lot to learn, but it's just not as scary. And I'm kind of thinking about like relaunching the palakids, but as a webtoon comic. You know, I have sketches, reference sheets, scripts just waiting on my desk, and I really like to keep working on it so that I'm able to like start 2025 with like first episodes, or maybe a pilot episode on Webtoon Canvas. If this sounds interesting to you and you want to get updated on like how it's going, you can follow me on Instagram or on TikTok. I will post like the ongoing process on there. And if you want to read some Voltron webcomic, I have an ongoing cleanse one. It's basically on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, like all of my socials. It's called Room for Two, and it's about like Lance and Keith having to share a room. Thank you for watching this video, and please subscribe if you want to get notified for the next ones.